Welcome to KeyboardBlues.com. This video is a quick overview of some of the highlights from Blues for Piano and Keyboard, Chapter 13. Welcome back. This is David Sprunger from PlayPianoToday.com. In this edition of the Blues Course, we're going to be looking at something called straight eighths. This refers to an underlying rock beat, which is totally different from previous chapters of this blues course, which had an underlying swing beat. This underlying rock beat isn't just a little different. It completely changes the character of the music and gives it a rock flavor. Jam-packed with new musical information, this lesson details 12 new blues riffs for your right hand. 12 of them. Lots of stuff to chew on. Now the left hand is going to study something called the offbeat push, learning to interject offbeat rhythms into the music to really kick up the intensity of the rhythm. Are you looking for some new up-tempo techniques for your left hand? Everybody is. This is a lesson you've got to go through. Here's a twist. As we go through this lesson, all of the riffs and techniques will be based on the same blues scale that we've studied in previous chapters. But now we're going to look at it with a rock beat, using the concept of straight eighths. Again, this is a completely different animal from the swing beat. This lesson will also be detailing some fat chords. F sharp 7 flat 5, F13, E7 plus 5, C7 sharp 11. But wait a minute. What are these fat jazz chords doing in the context of a rock lesson? Here's the kicker. When you merge these fat jazz chords with a straight eighths rock beat, you've created a fantastic new style called fusion. Maybe you've heard of it. It's a fusion of rock and jazz that combines the best elements of each style. If you're looking for new sounds, this is a whole new buffet of delicious ideas to chew on. Now, for those of you that want to go deeper, don't quit yet. There's more heavy-duty stuff. For instance, we'll be studying the awesome sound of the minimalist tritone comp chord. Now, this is the same tritone comp chord that we studied in earlier chapters. But now, we're going to use it to create something called suspended chords. You've heard of suspended chords before, but when you create them with this minimalist tritone comp chord, it's very, very fat. Finally, one extra tidbit we're going to study is the sharp 11 chord. This goes right along with the fusion technique. This particular chord adds what's called polytonal sounds to your music. Now I know polytonal sounds like a big-headed concept, but polytonal simply means many different tones and how you can mix and merge them from different chords to come up with new fat fusion sounds. This is a fantastic technique. New sounds coming out of your keyboard. Don't miss this lesson. These concepts will change the way you play. Really, they'll change the way that you think about music. Now let's take a look at the full song used in this lesson as a vehicle to teach all these blues riffs and techniques. Here it is, Up to Tempo. The full lesson also contains an ultra slow motion version of that song. Here's just a couple seconds of that. Now in the full lesson, we go through each one of those blues riffs and techniques in note-for-note detailed study, as well as all the music theory that they're based on. But for now, I just want to hit some highlights. Let's take a look at a short sample of where we're studying just the chords being used. The verse, A minor 7, A minor 7, going on, third measure, C7, and C7 sharp 11. Woo! It's a nice polytonal chord. We're going to study that and see how that brings out some neat stuff later in the lesson. Now, it is the raised version of this note. 1, 2, 3, 4. Why don't I call it C7 sharp 4? Well, the truth is I'd sound mighty uneducated, and you don't want to sound that way. But more importantly, it sorts a lot of things out when you get into complex chords. If you call the second, the fourth, and the sixth by their higher extension names when the seventh is present. Oh my goodness, what did I just say? When the seventh is present, call the second, the fourth, and the sixth by their higher extension names anytime that seventh is present. Well, what are their higher extension names? Well, let's go up an octave. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So the second is a ninth. 10, 11th. The fourth is the 11th. All right, on to the fun stuff. In the upcoming videos, we're going to look at samples taken from the sections where we're studying through each one of the 12 individual blues riffs. For instance, here's a sample taken from riff number 3. Riff number 3, a really fun riff to play. Sounds like this. Nice and slow, sounds like this. Do you see where I'm putting the accents? Accents, or notes that are louder than others, really make a line come alive, or else everything seems kind of lifeless. I could play it without accents like this. Right? It sounds just like wet tissue paper. You got to make those things jump out. Now, it's based on the blues scale. The lead sheet says C7, but there's an additional note that shows up in there. That A. How does that A jive with the C blues scale? Well, it's a higher extension. That's the 13th of C. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, right? So you're not really just limited to the blues scale, don't you? All right, let's jump ahead. Here's a sample taken from where we're studying through riff number 9. Riff number 9 is a doozy. A lot of stuff going on there. You know where the excitement comes in? It's in the unexpected twists and turns. You almost expect it to do that, right? But you don't. Doing 4 chords in there. A minor, F sharp minor, flat 5, B minor flat 5, and going down to E 7 plus 5. And most of that riff is based on the A blues scale. You know that from chapter 11, right? A lot of great things in this world are built on that little tiny scale. The only note that shows up that's not a part of that is this little passing note there. Watch for it. Isn't that amazing? This has just been a sample of some of the video highlights from Blues for Piano and Keyboard, Chapter 13. If you'd like to see more, come on over to keyboardblues.com. In this website, there's a wealth of online piano and keyboard lessons that you can dig into right away, including this lesson. Before you leave this site, though, would you do us a favor? If these lessons are valuable to you and you'd like to see more, would you just take a minute and leave a comment on the site that you're on right now? Or you can simply rate the video. Thanks!